The magnet on the refrigerator was shaped like a badge. His son had made it in 3rd grade, tinfoil and glue, and it had outlived 2 apartments, 1 divorce, and the drawing it once held. 6 years faded now, curled at the corners, still pinned beneath it, a stick figure family. 4 people who no longer lived under the same roof. He was staring at it when the phone rang. His son's voice came out flat, the way it did when he was trying not to sound like he was about to cry. "I'm at the police station. Steve beat me. He told them I hit him first." Marcus didn't sit down. He didn't ask if he was okay, because he already knew the answer wouldn't be honest. Eli had learned a long time ago that the truth got him nowhere in that house, so why would it get him anywhere here? Which Officer Sergeant Miller? Sit tight. 20 minutes. He didn't call a lawyer. He didn't call his ex-wife. He pulled his uniform off the hanger where it had hung, pressed and untouched, since his last shift 3 days ago, and put it on slowly, the way you'd dress for something that mattered. Ellie had been 11 the first time he told someone about the yelling, a school counselor with kind eyes and a caseload of 40 kids. She'd nodded, written something down, and nothing had changed. He'd learned after that to keep his face still, to answer questions the way people wanted them answered. It was safer than being disbelieved twice. So when the officer at the front desk had looked at the split in his lip, and then at Steve's calm, reasonable face, and decided which version of the story to write down, Eli hadn't argued. He'd just gone quiet the way he always did and waited for it to be over. He was still waiting when the station door opened and his father walked in wearing captain's bars. Sergeant Miller looked up from his desk with the particular expression of a man mid-sentence in a story he was about to regret telling. His eyes moved from the insignia to the face, to the boy sitting 3 feet away, and something in his stomach dropped visibly enough that Marcus saw it happen. "I didn't know he was. You didn't ask." Marcus kept his voice even. Not loud. Loud would have been easier for Miller. Loud he could brace against. Quiet made him fumble for his own report, flipping pages he clearly hadn't reread since writing them. "Did you photograph his arm?" Miller's jaw worked. The other party said, "Did you photograph his arm?" No answer. That was the answer. Marcus didn't raise his voice again. He didn't need to. He asked for the nurse on call, for the incident log, for the name of whoever had decided a 14-year-old with a swollen wrist didn't need a medical exam before he was seated across from the man who'd hurt him. Each question landed like a small, deliberate weight, and with each one, Miller seemed to shrink a little further into his chair, a man watching his own negligence get itemized in real time. Ellie sat very still through all of it, watching his father the way you'd watch a controlled fire, trusting it but not quite ready to stop flinching. "Give me 15 minutes with his stepfather." It wasn't a request. Miller glanced toward the holding area, then back, and something in Marcus's face made him stand and unlock the door without another word. Steve was already talking before Marcus sat down. He always talked first. It had worked on teachers, on neighbors, on Eli's mother for 6 years. But Marcus didn't interrupt him. He just set a small recorder on the table between them and said, "Say it again, from the beginning, slowly," and that was the whole punishment. No raised fists, no threats, nothing a review board would ever flag. Just a man asked to repeat his lie in a fluorescent room with no audience to perform for, and watching it come apart in his own mouth, a detail that didn't match, a timeline that unraveled, a pause too long in the wrong place. By the third telling, his hands had started to shake. He didn't look up when Marcus stood to leave. "He's all yours the rest of the night," Marcus told the sergeant on his way out. "Write it up correctly this time." Outside, the parking lot lights buzzed faintly against a sky, gone the color of a bruise healing. Eli sat in the passenger seat of his father's cruiser, arms crossed, wrist wrapped now, watching the station doors like they might still open behind him. Marcus noticed the watch before he said anything. Cracked face, hands stopped at 6:47, the same cheap digital thing he'd given him for his 10th birthday. He hadn't realized his son still wore it. "It's broken," Eli said, catching him looking. "I know a guy." Marcus started the engine but didn't pull out yet. "I'll get it fixed." Ellie didn't answer right away. He was still bracing. Marcus could tell, waiting for the version of tonight where it turned out to be his fault after all, where the story flipped the way it always had before. It didn't come. The silence held, and for once it wasn't the kind that hurt. "You believe me," Eli finally said. Not a question exactly. More like he was testing whether the sentence was allowed to be true. "I should have been here to ask sooner." Marcus reached over, hand resting lightly on his son's shoulder. No grip, nothing that could be mistaken for control. Just weight, just presence. Eli didn't pull away. They sat like that a while, engine idling, the station lights flickering against the windshield, the watch ticking again on the dashboard where Marcus had set it quietly, without either of them mentioning it.